Welcome to a new episode of podcast where my buddy Hooper and my buddy Kyle Brown. Today we're going to talk about a little bit about basketball, and mainly what we're going to talk about is the 14 teams that did not make the playoffs. That just need something a little more boost, or maybe a whole big boost, whatever that means. We'll get into it. So I'm gonna let Kyle Brown and kind of Hooper discuss a little bit, and then I'll kind of be like the man at the end who kind of is like, yeah, I agree with some points, stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get started. Kyle Brown, would you like to do the honors with the first team?
Yeah, first team, probably most likely team to get the first overall pick is going to be the Knicks. Just blow the whole team up. That's my best advice is blow the whole team up. Put everyone entirely on the trade block, minus Kevin Knox and DSJ.
Mitchell Robinson?
Huh?
Mitchell Robinson?
Mitchell Robinson's worth some assets. I would try and hold on to him if you can, but I wouldn't be opposed to trading
Alonzo
him.
Trier? I like
Same
both
thing.
of them.
I like them, but again, they can't hold on to those guys because
Yeah.
they're not developed. Had they been in a playoff contention like the Nets or someone, keep them because again, those are good role players.
You're gonna get somebody good for DeAndre Jordan
Right.
as well.
Exactly.
Got
But they need to move them while they still have value.
100%.
And then obviously, undoubtedly, keep this pick. You cannot
Yeah.
trade this pick. Like I said, you're going to try and need to get those role players.
I said
Really push for a free agent. If they don't get a free agent,
Yeah.
they are sunk as a franchise.
but I think if they don't get a big name free agent, be happy with someone like a Nikola Vucevic if they
I
can
agree.
get him, or
You can't
someone like that. They have to get
Yeah.
something because they have no assets whatsoever.
Absolutely. I mean,
And-
at the very like Kemba, a bare
Exactly.
minimum guy,
Exactly.
a guy that's still a quote unquote potential all star. You need to
And-
land someone because you're New York. Get someone.
Exactly.
You know
Be
they
good.
should land. You know they should land. I'm telling you, Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant.
They need
is
to
not
land
going to
Durant.
New
I
York.
think
That's
whatever-
a mess.
I think whatever person they get in the draft, they need to also get an old veteran who can help
Yep.
that person.
Need a
100%. You
mentorship.
keep Kevin
Need
Knox. You
someone to
keep
mentor.
Dennis Smith.
Yeah.
You're just adding pieces.
And I think they need to keep David Fizdale.
Yes,
like
I
Fizdale.
love Fizz as a coach.
Mhm.
Fizz is a phenomenal
Absolutely.
coach,
Yeah.
and he was wrongfully fired.
He
Dude's a
was.
stud.
It was.
I think that's pretty much it with the Knicks. I don't think we need anything else. Next team is just an absolute mess, and that's the Cavs. They need to trade Kevin Love. They need to trade Kevin Love and let him try and do something else. He just re-upped with the team, and they just simply aren't going to be able to do anything around him.
I don't think they can sign any free agents.
Exactly.
No one's going to want to
Tristan
go there.
Thompson's contract's terrible. Why would they want to go there? I mean, I think obviously you
No
need to
one
develop
wants to go.
Sexton. He is the key
100%.
component.
100%.
Without
They
him
need
turning
R.J.
into-
Barrett. They need R.J. Barrett. Because I like Jordan Clarkson. He has an awful contract, but
He plays
he's
off the
a
bench.
good
That's where he
six
really
man.
exactly.
He's a really
I was just
good
about to
six
say
man.
that. Mhm.
Said he's not
Honestly,
bad.
dude, I would be okay with them taking Cam Reddish too. It just depends on where they go in the draft because
Right.
they're going to take the
they
best
need-
available.
they-
Do not take Ja.
They really.
Ja would be the
100%
worst
no.
pick
That
they
would
could
be-
possibly
that would be
do
awful for
because then they would have 2 point guards that they need to develop at the exact same time that have very similar play styles, except for
I really
Ja
like
is
RJ
much
Barrett.
better, much more
I
athletic.
also
and-
wouldn't mind
yeah.
if they traded down in the draft and got someone like Charles Bassey. If they got a really good trade for it.
exactly.
For
It would
multiple picks.
it would
they
need to
got a
blow
good
my
trade-
pants off from
If
it's
they got a
being
good
considered.
trade for
Yeah.
it, they should get out of it.
But
LeBron,
also
LeBron
think-
just kind of
Yeah.
No,
messed them up.
dude,
I mean,
it's
I think if they
they
keep,
messed themselves up.
they really did.
I think they also need to get a new coach, new GM that completely just changed.
Oh,
the
front
over-
office,
over-
100%.
completely
Yes.
changed the whole mindset.
That's what I'm
of
saying.
that
They're just a
franchise.
mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is whoever they draft, they need to draft someone that complements Sexton
Mhm.
in comparison to overshadowing him.
Yeah.
Sexton is a very important key component that could carry this team.
I think
To the
RJ would be
playoffs?
perfect with that. He
I
did it
agree.
with Zion.
That's
he
what I'm
could do it
saying.
with
He
Cam.
doesn't need to be the main guy.
Mhm.
They need to find someone that's okay with not being the man, but
Yeah.
still putting up the numbers like being the man. Like how Russ and KD were.
Exactly.
KD was the man, but I'll
Russ
be
was
damned
gonna
if you
put
didn't
up
think
fucking
Russ
30,
was doing
yeah.
exactly. Russ was a savage the entire time, and he was okay with sharing the spotlight with Kevin. And I think if they could find something like that and move Kevin Love, because he's too developed, he's too old to hold
Yeah.
on to retain and hope for him to develop.
You
know
know
what I
thing
mean?
is, I
It's
think
just-
they're going to be too stupid, and I don't think they're going to
They're
trade
not.
him.
They
100%
They're
they
gonna
won't.
keep
I was
him.
just
No, they-
about to
But
say
I
that.
think
they
if they
should.
draft someone
Yeah.
like RJ who can change the culture quick and maybe get them 5 more wins that they shouldn't have,
Yeah.
I think maybe give them 3 years, and if they have another bad pick next year and they can get another culture changer like RJ, think about that. A
But
big
that's what I'm
man,
saying.
Kevin Love, Seti, RJ.
But that's what I'm saying. They need to move
Mm.
Kevin so that they can ensure either they need a full send to get the
Yeah.
rebuild, or they need to use this piece and they need to try and win now with the young
Yeah.
guys they have. Kevin Love has at most 3 years of
Right.
great
Absolutely.
production.
Absolutely.
At that point, he's going to start tilting off. It's the exact same thing that's happening with Paul Millsap.
Exactly.
Paul Millsap is a great power
But
forward,
Paul Millsap's
but he's too old.
Not as good. Yeah.
He's too old.
Not
He's
as good.
declining. He can't. He's just not as athletic. He can't rely on that, and that's the
Right.
issue.
All right, let's get
that's
to
enough
the
with the
Suns.
Cavs. Yeah,
All
let's
right.
go
So
ahead.
Hooper, would you like to go with the
Yeah.
Suns?
I think they have a bunch of great pieces, dude. They have
100%,
so many
yes.
good pieces. They have a bunch of cap space, but no one's gonna go to the
They
Suns.
also need to move past some.
They need to get
players, I think,
past.
is
They
too.
need to get past some of a lot of the players, like Dragan Bender.
Bender gone.
They need to get rid of. I mean, they'll lose a lot of other players too. But
Yeah.
I think if they really need to hope they jump in the draft, because honestly, they'll take Ja. I think they'll end up with Ja, and I think they'll
100%.
best
I really
fit.
do.
But if they jump to the number one, they need to take Zion.
Undoubtedly, dude. No, there's not
Undoubtedly,
even,
because Zion
anyone,
would
whoever
be
jumps
so,
number one has to take him.
Yeah, Zion would be so good.
With DeAndre Ayton,
Yeah.
If he
Evan
could
Booker.
if he could
Yeah.
turn out, if he turns
I like
out
that big three.
what people think he will be,
Mm-hmm.
and you pass on him, it's going to be the same thing as like missing out on Jordan.
Yeah.
It's the same exact thing. Sam Bowie. You want to get the next Sam Bowie? You want to get the next Michael Jordan?
Exactly.
That kid's a touted
Yeah.
prospect.
Uh-huh.
No one is going to say that was a bad move.
Right.
You will not lose your job over drafting Zion Williamson.
100%.
But if they do take Ja Morant, then I think they need to get someone like a Rodney Hood for their small forward, and then they need to draft, and then they need to get like
They
a
should go after
Jason.
Joe Harris.
Exactly.
I
like that.
Exactly. And then
I like
they
that
need
a
to
lot.
get, and then they need to get like a Jason Terry.
You know
or
what would be
someone
honestly,
else, Ja
you know what would be a fantastic trade? Trade Josh Jackson straight up for Joe Harris. Josh Jackson has good potential, but he needs to get put in the right system.
Yeah.
And they need a guy that's like a strappy kind of guy like Joe Harris, to where he can get the ball. He'll
I
put
think
up.
they could-
You already
I
have
think
two
they-
small forwards
I
on the
think
Nets,
they could
though.
maybe
Like,
get a little bit.
they
more
got to trade people way more than that.
I think they
That's
could
like
get a
four
little bit
small
more than
forwards.
Joe Harris. But
Oh, I'm just saying, like
Yeah.
they should do something like that, because
Yeah.
Joe Harris is a better fit than Josh Jackson, straight up. Because
also, stop
He's
firing
free.
all their fucking head
Yes.
coaches. Sorry.
No, you're
Stop
good.
firing all
No,
their head coaches.
100%, man.
I
I
I
agree
think
with
they need,
that.
they need to hire like a Jason Kidd or someone like that to go in there who's a coach, who's
Honest-
a player, to just like dog them and get them into shape and get them hungry and motivated.
Because you know Booker
they're
can
too-
do it.
They're too young. They're too young and like scared. They need to get someone in there who can
Absolutely.
gas them up and make them.
I love
Unstoppable.
DeAndre Ayton with the
What-
pick they had
yeah,
last year. Like,
I think the
They need
biggest,
John Morant
I
to
think
get
what
De-
they need
to
to
get
do.
DeAndre Ayton the ball.
Simple as this.
they didn't
They
move.
need
they
to
didn't
get
use him
a
this year.
true head coach. They need to get
Yeah.
someone that's tried and true and proven.
Exactly.
They need to get him, and they need to get an ex-player to come in as their assistant
Yes.
coach. Paul Pierce, fantastic option. Kevin
Oh,
Garnett
yeah.
would be a fantastic
Like a
option.
Gary
Tim
Payton.
Duncan would be a
A Gary
fantastic.
Payton
Yeah.
or like a Penny Hardaway.
You need to get someone that's a
100%.
hard-nosed
Yeah.
guy that's going to instill that in the players.
I think a Penny Hardaway would be perfect with the
He's
John
not leaving.
Morant.
He's not leaving Memphis.
I know. But I'm just saying they need. I think John Morant would be perfect because they have trouble getting DeAndre Ayton the ball. They need to get DeAndre Ayton the ball because big
And he
men,
can create
big
that
men
space
are,
in exactly
big
what
men.
he-
I think will be the new wave of what can beat the Warriors and what can be the new
to
super
go
teams
back.
in the
To
NBA.
go back.
They need to have a great big man.
Okay.
I think that's what they need.
Yeah, to me, the biggest thing for them, no matter what this offseason, their number one goal needs to be to get a mother effing point guard.
Yeah.
They need to let
100%.
Devin Booker be the shooting guard, be the scoring machine. He cannot facilitate and carry the whole team on his back. It's too much
they
for
need
him
defense,
because that's
too. They
just
need
not
more
his skill set.
defense.
He's
Yes.
not a true passer. He's a scorer. The dude put up 70. He's an animal.
Yeah.
He can score, but you can't have him be. Guess what? You have to have the ball for 90% of the time. Try and figure out how you're going to deal away because guess what? He can't do that.
Right.
He's worrying about scoring. He's worrying about making sure they win.
They can't
He
drop
can't do it all
50
by
in
himself.
leagues. They can't
Exactly.
drop 50 in leagues.
Exactly. They
100%.
need to get some piece around him, and they need to get a coach that can actually help groom him.
Yeah.
He has
And
all the potential in the world to be
They
just
need to put
incredible.
They need to send DeAndre Ayton to Hakeem Olajuwon. That's what they need to do. That's what
That
they
would be
need to do.
And to
unbelievable.
wrap that point up, I think the biggest takeaway from the Suns is
They're
to
close.
trade Josh Jackson. And I love that you guys said that because that's
Yes.
so true. Like
I don't
I
think
like him
he's
as a
not
player.
gonna be
He's
good.
not
gonna
fitting in with the
progress.
Suns
He's not going to
system.
progress
Not
to
that
what he
system.
does.
So,
No, he's not.
100%.
And Dragan Bender.
100%.
All right.
Bulls, the Bulls.
I'm gonna field this one.
Go ahead,
Just as
Kyle.
a Bulls fan, I got to.
They have to jump in the draft.
What they need to
have
do-
hope.
100%.
They need to get if they get anything below 4, this is a failed season. If
But
they have
they
anything
wanna
below
hope to
a
get
4,
high, though.
obviously,
Yeah.
but you can only hope for that. If they get anything below a 4, this is an absolute failure of a season.
Mhm.
What they need to do first and foremost, get rid of all of these scrummy bum scrubs that they
On the
brought in.
bench.
Timothy,
Yes.
Lillard, Carbot.
Yeah.
They just had a
Fuck.
thing. 6.8 points, 2 assists.
Archidiakono, trash.
All of them. Get rid of them. What you
They're
need
finally
to do,
getting rid of Lolo. They finally got rid of Rolo.
Dude, trim the fat.
Yeah.
Make it a lean, mean fighting machine. Centered around Zach LaVine. He is
100%.
going to be an all-star at some point. Lauri Markkanen could literally be the next Dirk. If
Wendell
he develops
Carter, love him.
Wendell
Love
Carter,
Power forward and center.
love
Otto
him.
Combination
Porter,
right there.
I think
Otto
Otto Porter
Porter
would be a great sixth man.
Exactly.
I think he'd be a great sixth
Took the
man.
words out of my mouth.
And-
Otto Porter needs to be the sixth man because he is not a long-term answer, as is not Chris Dunn. To me, they
100%.
need to get someone either Cam, RJ, or Ja. If
Yeah.
they take Darius Garland, that would be the biggest mistake they could make. Chris Dunn is just okay. He's fine being their point guard. He's not the long-term option by any means. He's not the long-term answer. But for the time being, they could do it. My suggestion, I thought would be the most fantastic move they could possibly do. Take next year's pick and some of those scrubby bums that we talked about, do a sign-and trade with the Hornets and give them our pick to get Kemba. Bring Kemba in, Zach LaVine, a Cam Reddish, or an RJ Barrett.
I don't know, dude.
But
Because
dude,
they're paying
you
Otto
think-
Porter so much. They pay Zach LaVine so
But they
much. They're gonna have
they
to
just
pay
lost
Lauri.
$16 million for
Right.
Grolo.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, they can balance
I
it
don't
out
know. I
because
just don't know
Lauri's
if they
on a
can
rookie
afford.
deal.
Dude, they have to get. They have to get Cam or Ja.
That's what
And if they get Ja, then they have to sign a. Then they have to sign
Yeah.
a strap. They have to sign
They-
someone
So
who can
what do you
shoot.
what do you think
They
about
need
trading
more
away
shooting.
Denzel Valentine?
That's fine.
For like,
Denzel
I
Valentine
mean, I
can
feel
do
like he's
anything.
an asset that you could
It's-
definitely get something.
To be honest, I don't think
Cash
they should
space
trade
if you
him
wanted.
simply because I don't think he would hold the value that they would have. He's worth more staying there as a role player
For
getting
right
the
now,
13 minutes.
I'm trying to get a
now,
free
okay.
agent
Move him.
and try and get
Okay.
a good free agent to build their bench as well.
Exactly. They need to get a true sixth man, or they need to get a replacement for Otto Porter and make him the sixth man. And they need to try and restructure his contract
Yeah.
or something because the Wizards gave him stupid money.
Yeah.
I'm so happy they got rid of Jabari Parker. It was a failed experiment. They scrapped it early.
Yeah.
They couldn't have done anything.
I wanted
like
the
that.
move to work out. Really
They
did.
need to make sure they do not move Wendell, Lauri, or LaVine. Right there are three pieces that could literally lead them to the playoffs, undoubtedly, and they're about to have a top 5 pick almost guaranteed.
But the Bulls GM,
How would-
they're
but it's
just
like,
so young.
Not
dude,
mess it up.
if anyone could absolutely fuck this up, it's Garpax. They are the most incompetent. They are the most incompetent front office people that just make the most bonehead moves.
Yeah.
Why would we spend money on some of these people? The Jabari thing, that's fine. I'm okay with that. We had all the cap in the world. Give him the deal. It didn't work. Deal him off. Same thing that happened with D Wade. I'm fine with that. But guess what? We're not doing that anymore. We have
Yeah,
pieces.
stop
we
with
need
the
to
failed
actually
experiments.
Really do.
They need to stop with the failed experiments. They
Rebuild.
Need to build
Go
their
into
bench.
rebuild mode.
I think they need to build with shooters, dude.
They need. That's
Yeah.
what. That's how. You're not
They
going to
need
compete.
culture changers
They need
because
to.
they're
They
in
need a
a,
fucking coach besides Jim Boylan.
yeah.
Boylan's a great assistant coach. He's not a head
Yeah.
coach. He just,
I think they're just
Ugh.
stuck in mediocrity right now, and they need something to go in there and just completely blow up and
They
culture change.
They also need to
change the culture.
definitely good team chemistry. Like keep working
Yeah.
with it. They've got it. Like I want to see the Bulls do good. I really
They
do.
need that.
They've got
They will.
potential.
They
They
will do
have
good.
it.
keep letting Lauri and Zach
They will
lead
do
the
so.
charge.
Yeah.
So, okay.
'Cause those are the main guys. All right, I think that's
On to the
enough with the
Hawks.
Bulls.
All right, Bulls.
I'll start with
Hoop,
the
you want
Hawks.
to take the Hawks?
Yeah.
in?
Dude,
All right.
the Hawks are in a perfect position, dude.
Couldn't have
They
said
have
any
like
better.
the 5, and they're gonna have at least the 9th pick. If not, it jumps. They can trade
No.
that.
If it jumps, it's top 5 protected.
Oh,
They
okay.
don't want it
wow.
to jump.
Okay.
That's
so
a
they
huge
don't want it to
contingency.
jump. Okay.
Because could you imagine? I mean, sorry to get off subject. If that pick does jump,
the Mavs
Luka
would be in so
and
good
Kristaps
position.
get a top 3
Yeah,
pick.
that would be insane. So
Continue.
the
I'm
Hawks
sorry.
are
It
hoping
was
they
just
don't
a
jump,
contingency.
but they're in a perfect position.
Yes,
Trey
absolutely.
Young is the future of their franchise. Will be the
No
future
doubt.
star.
Yep.
John Collins, I think, would be a perfect 2.
Yep.
And would be a scary 3 if they could somehow
No.
find out something. I'm just
He just
saying.
needs to get a, if he does that,
I know.
he
I'm
needs,
just
he
saying
needs to
he
be able
would
to
be a
shoot.
scary.
He can't
100%.
shoot like
Yeah.
a 3.
I'm just saying he would be a
Oh,
scary
yeah.
third
He's
option.
a freak athlete.
Yeah. I like Torian Prince on their team.
Good role player.
I think they just need.
Do they still have Bazemore on their team?
I do.
Get rid of that contract.
Yeah.
17 mil for a scrub. No thanks.
I say they just take the best player available with both their picks.
100%.
Just try
As
and
long
get,
as it's not a point guard or
Right.
a power forward.
exactly.
Honestly,
Anyone else but
you
a
know
point
who I
guard,
could-
power forward.
You know who I would love to see them get with that 9th pick if they retain it? Bull. He would be
Ooh, that would
great
be
with
nice.
John Collins because he
I
can
also
stretch the
would
floor
like
because
Jarrett
he's a
Culver.
shooter. I like him too, but
Wow.
He's 6'11", 6'10", so he's kind of the same size, same kind of
Jarrett
player.
Culver, the shooting guard for Texas
Oh,
Tech.
my bad. I was thinking
Yeah.
about someone else. I think that would be a
100%,
good
yeah.
fit too. But
I think Bol Bol
at
sounds like a
nine,
better
at
fit
nine.
though.
but Kevin
Yeah.
Herter's there. I like Kevin Herter.
Yeah,
He's
I just like
developed.
Kevin Herter on the bench too.
Oh, I mean,
though.
obviously, but at this point, they're gonna kind of have to take what they can take. They're Atlanta.
I say they also just try to sign some bench help in free agency, trim the fat, just try and do something. Do what like the Jazz did. Just trim the fat and try and have the best players they can have come off the bench, like Exum and Kyle Korver and people like that.
To me,
and then continue to build with shooting as a focus.
Yeah.
They need shooting and defense.
That's the way the league's going.
Exactly.
Three
Because no one's going to stop
deep,
Trey.
honestly,
Do what the Cavs did. Get a shooting guard like Clay and get an athletic small forward who can play a lot of defense. I think, but they
need to
need
find
to
a
do
modern
defense.
day Iguodala.
Yeah,
that would be the
They
perfect
need
fit.
defense because
100%.
Trey Young is not good at defense.
My thing with them is honestly, they really are in a very good position, like you said. To be fair, unless there is a great player that they really want that fits it,
Yeah.
I'd be okay with them moving the 9th or the 6th pick and building for the future. Now, I'm not saying get like a 2022 and a 2023. They need to get picks that are within the next year or two.
Yeah.
They are on the verge and the precipice of being able to compete coming up soon here within the next 2 years, in my opinion. If they move further back than that, it's going to be too choppy in the development of their teams.
I hope
because
they don't
Trey
do
Young
it.
will be hitting stride just as the rookies that they would have like 2022 or 2023 start to figure it out.
They need
So
to
they
do
need
something.
to do that.
I
They
can
need
see.
to, yeah.
I could see the Hawks messing it up because it's the Hawks, but I really hope they don't.
I don't know because honestly, I loved the John Collins pick when it happened. I loved the Trey Young move when they made it.
That
Honestly,
was so
I
smart.
really,
That was so
I really
smart.
liked Luka, but
that was
being able
so
to get
smart.
the first
Exactly.
rounder in addition to it is
Exactly.
like, bro.
You can't
Especially
give it
because
up.
they
You
didn't think
can't-
Trey would develop into the
Exactly.
player he is, and John wasn't. I didn't think John was going to turn into the 18 and 12 man he is now.
Exactly.
Kid's what, 3rd year in the league, 2nd year in the league.
They're going to be scary.
All
They're
right,
gonna
all right.
be scary.
The Hawks, they have a lot of potential. That's why we talk so much about them. But time to move on to the Memphis Grizzlies. What do you guys have to say about the Memphis
Blow
Grizzlies?
it
Blow
up.
it
Go
up.
go back to
100%.
Vancouver. I don't even care. The team
100%.
is absolute garbage.
Mhm.
The only one shining light out of the entire team is Jaren Jackson Jr., Triple J.
Yep.
That is it. He is the only player that I would hold on to. Mike Conley needs to go. Trade him. Valanciunas, get rid of him.
I don't
They
think they're
need
going
to
to be
get rid
able to
of
trade
everything.
Mike Conley, though, and I don't think they will. I
Get
really
ready
don't think
to
they
be
will.
the Bobcats.
Yeah.
You are going to have to be bad and be very bad for a couple years.
They need to
Try
take
and
the
run
guard
the
to be
process. It can't be like what they did with the Sixers where they're going to have 25% chance, but they need to just scrap it all and just plan for the future. Even if that means moving this pick, that's going to be pretty good, and getting potential draft picks with like the Hornets or a team that you know is going to be bad, or like the Cavs because you know they're going to be pretty bad. If they could do that and try and sell that while it's high value, and then maybe cash in later, that's okay too. Or even like another young player to complement Jaren Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
They have to do something because where they are right now is exactly the same spot as this dumb shit Pistons. They have some good pieces, but they're never going to have enough to do anything.
I say they sign I say they draft Mike Conley's replacement point guard in this draft.
Who? Darius Garland?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Someone.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think there's going to be.
Just any guard.
I just don't think there's going to be a good fit for
Romeo?
their. Maybe, but I don't think there's going to be a good fit at their spot where they're going to get the best value. Like, this guy's undoubtedly the best player on the board.
100%.
So, like, be open to moving it, but they won't because, well, they held on to Marcus All for too long, and they bet on Marcus All and Conley to win when that would never be enough in the last.
Right.
Never.
All right, let's go to
That's
the
enough
Wizards.
of that.
Yeah, the Grizzlies are just
Did you pass the
trash.
Pelicans?
But he said
the Pelicans are 8. The
Oh,
Wizards
okay.
are 7. The Wizards, honestly, I love what they did, dude. John Wall's hurt. Like, hopefully he comes back next year, bro.
Trade him
Bradley
away, bro.
Beal is
Get
so-
rid of him.
No,
No,
do
I
not
don't-
trade
I
John
don't
like-
Wall and draft a stud this draft. Draft a athletic forward who can play defense. Your bench is good with Bobby Portis and Satoransky and
Yeah, they are.
and Otto and Jabari Parker. I say they draft a stud athletic forward that they can put next to Beal and them, or maybe a power forward. I don't know. Draft someone and sign a new coach and get a new coach, get a new GM. Just change the culture and try and
100%.
Now, hold on.
100%
No, wait.
change
Now I
culture.
want to hear what Riley has to say because I cannot believe he just said that you should trade John Wall. So go ahead. I want to hear
They need to
this.
sign a backup point guard. They need to sign a backup point guard.
Center and speed.
Well, set backup shooting guard.
Okay.
Backup shooting guard.
So, I mean, I've watched the Wizards a lot, and, you know, John Wall and Bradley Beal, they've been playing for a while, but
Dwight Howard, good fit there? Yes or no? Just real quick.
he was
he got hurt. He was hurt most
I
of
know,
the
He
but
year.
up
that's what
for
I'm
a
saying.
couple of years.
But that's what I'm
so
saying. You think it's a good
I didn't
fit?
mind him.
I think it's a
didn't
good
mind him.
fit. I think he's right for there because
I didn't mind him. I
Gonna
don't
get
mind
12
Bobby
12
Portis
and 10.
either. I don't mind Bobby
I
Portis
would
either.
say
I'll get to Bobby.
I would
Portis.
say give Dwight Howard 2 years. But I'm
I just wanted to ask that real
quick.
quick because that wasn't even mentioned by anyone. I
Yeah.
thought that was a good fit. I think he's good there because he doesn't have an ego there.
So I like John Wall and Bradley Beal playing together. Like I love John Wall. So no disrespect to John Wall. He's a crazy point guard. Arguably, I had him as one of the best in the East. But to me, the way that the Wizards play, they're never gonna get. I just don't see him get past the first round. I don't see him. They've got to mix it up. I think John Wall and Bradley Beal have been playing for too long. I think it's Beal's team. I honestly do. Like that's just.
See, and now that's why I wanted him to go first because I have the exact opposite take. Get rid of Bradley Beal. My reasoning is no disrespect towards Bradley Beal.
Mm-hmm.
He's overstayed his welcome there, and he's never going to develop past where he is. I think Bradley Beal is at his peak. I think they could sell him high and get a bunch of assets for him. I think
100%.
John Wall
definitely.
needs to stay. John Wall is the heart and soul of that team. I don't think that will
He
ever
is.
change.
He's
He
the
is.
heart and soul of that city. He's the best thing to happen to that franchise.
Exactly, dude. Now, going off of that, I think another thing they need to do is literally, like I said, move Beal and look towards the future. So try and get picks for him. I would say also ride Jabari Parker into the ground, get him looking as good as possible, and deal him to a stupid team like the Heat. Get assets for him. He's not a good player, a good enough player to where he should be getting paid the money he is. You move him. You literally try and fool someone with a potential that's not really
Trade
there.
for Whiteside. I like that.
No,
actually.
they wouldn't move Whiteside for Jabari. There's no way they would do that. But
think about
then I would also say that this is what they need to do too. Sell, like I said, try and sell Beal high, try and sell Jabari high, and literally try and just do a one and done tank. Tank super hard next year. Let John heal fully from his injury. Make sure he's not coming back early because he is the heart and soul of your team. If he gets hurt again, he is going to be doubtful for the rest of his career. No,
I think he already is. That's why I want him gone.
No, he is. That's his first major injury. I think
he tore his ACL twice.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he has.
It's his left one.
He's got bad knees.
He's a bad left knee because it's his launching knee.
I still just think that. I think Wall is a good fit for there, and
I like that point though because like they could do that, and then if they tank and they do what they do,
that's what I'm saying.
They could be incredible.
Because think about it, they could get like a guy like James Wiseman next year.
I know, but I got a question.
Yeah.
If they draft someone like Nasir Little or Charles Bassey in this draft, do you say they trade both of them? Do you say those two? Do you say they trade either of them? Because with a
what do you want to trade either?
Trade Beal or Wall if they get a great rookie like that and they become contenders again. Maybe.
No, this is what I would do. This is why I would say yes, simply for the fact of Bassey or Nasir Little wouldn't be ready in the next 3 years to be able to put the team on their back in games when it matters. That's what they need. John Wall will lead them in the regular season. He will consistently be their best player. I agree, but
I think they just need another good 3 or 4, and I think they could find it in this draft maybe.
But this is what I'm thinking. I'm not looking for winning. I'm looking for making them a contender. With the pieces they have, if they kept Bradley Beal and they kept John Wall, they're never going to be enough. They're not even enough to get past the Bucks or the Raptors, honestly, right now. But that's a whole different discussion. I'm just saying they're not a top 3 in the East unless they do this and blow the team up and tank and try and get 2 guys. Right. So that's what I'm saying. Go for the 2 for 1. I'd be elated if they got Bassey or Little there. But I think they also need to pair that with another young blood stud. Yeah. Simple as that.
Well, I guess
you can take the next portion because it's your beloved. Because you get to talk about your beloved baby boy AD.
I do. So I was actually going to bring that point up. The Pelicans are our next team on here. And, you know, I've watched AD for a while, and he's done nothing but improve that city as much as he could. He's been in a little injury here and there, but he's carried that team like all the way on his back. What's wrong with the Pelicans is they do not know how to surround him with talent.
The front office is garbage.
Trash.
Hot dog water.
New coach, new GM, new everything.
What AD's done, And so I think he should leave. 100% agree. Like, he's
Any
done,
bad
he's done
blood
what he
between
could.
them? You think there's rightfully any bad blood? Because
I
in my
really feel like
opinion,
there's not because he delivered for
I
6
think
years and
absolutely.
they didn't do anything.
If anyone's upset about it, then I think they don't know basketball because Anthony Davis poured his heart and soul into that year
100%.
in every year.
If anyway, it's bad blood from AD to the Pelicans.
Absolutely, he gave
Because
them
he
how
gave
many?
them
7 years.
He gave them everything.
Six.
He gave them
six
He
years
gave
to
them
do
everything,
something.
and they did nothing. The best player they surrounded him with was Drew Holiday, not Boogie, because
Yeah.
Boogie didn't do Boogie.
Boogie was
didn't
there
work.
for
But
less than
honestly,
half
I
a
would
didn't
say
work.
now
It
Julius
didn't work.
Randle. I love that
love
they
that
picked
too.
him up. I love it. And
Julius
that's
Randle.
what I can talk about to kind of end with the
And
Pelicans.
Jaleel Okafor's not playing
Oh, I
bad.
love that.
I love it.
I
it.
love that he's turning that around.
I
dude.
love that.
I wanted the Bulls to get Jaleel because he's a Chicago
That
boy,
would have been
and I thought
tight.
he'd be a hell of a lot better than Rolo. Rolo's a garbage.
Yeah.